So recently I saw a video, or in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, someone tragically had a fire or something in their home where their collection of fragrances was completely destroyed. And it got me thinking, if I at some point had to, for whatever reason, start my cologne collection over, just dealing with clones right now, if I could only start, or had to start my collection over using just clones, what would be the ones that I would immediately start with and then build from there? Stick around, we'll talk about it. All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and this is SmellGoodz. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we talk about fragrances, as we run through this scented alcohol and water and oil combinations that we are just goo goo gaga over. All right. So if this is content that you enjoy, you already know what to do by now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, share, meet me in the comments, and then also take advantage of in the description, there are some discount codes there for you to definitely take advantage of. Save yourself some money as you are adding to your collection. Definitely appreciate you, and it helps to support the channel. All right. So as I mentioned, in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, I think that's where I saw it. Someone had a fire in their home, and so their collection was just, it was gone. It was destroyed. It was, as a fragrance enthusiast, yeah, I get nervous anytime a bottle even starts to shake a little up on my desk there, or my bookshelf there. All right. So, but I was like, what if I had to start my cologne collection over again? Again, cologne, my dupes, my remixes, my covers, all those things. If I had to start over, what would be the ones that I would immediately start with? And if you know the way I think, the way I operate, the way I kind of put things, I was like, okay, I've got to put them into kind of categories, just because for me, if I'm saying I'm going to limit myself to 6 to start with, this is not clones for life. These are the 6 that I would start my collection with, and then of course grow and build from there. How would I do that? So first one up is one that would be more of a everyday scent, but it is one of those that could work in a variety of situations. And it is one that is, it's getting worn a lot from me even right now. This one is from Afnan. This is Supremacy Collector's Edition. This is their twist on Aventus Absolute by Creed. Definitely would be one of the first ones that I would pick up, that I would grab, that I would say, let's get you back in the collection, get you back in the fold, if something would happen to my collection and I had to start from scratch. So first one up would be this one, Afnan Collector's Edition, the Oreo cookie type of bottle. All right. Next one, as far as what I'm thinking, okay, got to have something for spring, got to have something spring/summer, got to have something for fall/winter. All right. So for my spring choice would be Alhermain's Amber Oud, Aqua Dubai. This would be my choice for spring and for summer. One, because it fits the season perfectly, but also because it definitely does a good job of performing. Going off of skin very well, lasting as far as performance on clothing, and lasting on skin, lasting in the air. This does a great job, and it's not a bad fragrance to spit, again, especially for the spring and summer season. So my choice for restarting my cologne collection would be the Aqua Dubai from Alhermain Amber Oud. Then, of course, that brings us to fall. And for me, this is a staple in the fall and winter. It's probably the closest thing to what it's doing. And so this is from French Avenue. This is Liquid Brune. See it there? This would be my fall and winter choice, just because it's sweet. May not always be great for work as far as an office scent in the winter, but definitely would be something that would be at home in the fall and winter season, and something that if I'm going to restart my clone collection, my dupe collection, would definitely be one of the first ones to grab as a fall winter fragrance. Again, this is Liquid Brune. All right. So then I'm thinking, all right, got to have something for date night, right? All of these, of course, could work just as far as hanging out, doing whatever. But for me, I want that intentional fragrance. I want that fragrance that is going to kind of be for those romantic evenings, for those date nights, for those times with wifey. And so for me, as far as a clone, again, this is just the clone, the dupe, the cover remixes. We're going to go with Lattafa's Mashrabiyah. And this is, I think it's Smoking Hot, if I remember correctly, from Killian. You've got apple, pink pepper, you've got rum, not rum, but you've got tobacco in this. This to me is just a nice sensual type of a fragrance. It definitely for me works as an intentional fragrance. It works as a fragrance that does kind of spark those things, those thoughts if you're going out on a date night, as opposed to just hanging out, right? There's a different atmosphere, there's a different vibe. This definitely for me fits that bill, right? So if I'm restarting my collection and I can only grab something to fit in each of the categories that I've given, this would be the one out of that I have so far, Mashrabiyah from Lattafa. All right. Then I'm also thinking, just because at times I need to, I'm in my role, my various roles, things of that nature. Sometimes we're going to banquets or going to events that are a little more upscale, a little more out of just hanging out, what have you. And so want something that is kind of befitting of that time frame, befitting of that event, but is not an intentional fragrance as far as a romantic evening type of thing. So as far as my elevated type of fragrance that I would have, I would pull out from Maison Alhambra. This is Kismet, right? Now, this is their take, if I remember correctly, on Tuxedo by Yves Saint Laurent. This is their take. Pretty good take. Does definitely give you those elevated vibes as far as the fragrance. Nice vanilla that's in there. Definitely one that I think goes under the radar, but will definitely work as a fragrance if I'm looking for something that is, again, going to be for replacing my Cologne cover / dupe collection and only having so many to choose from. In the place of my elevated fragrance, this would be the one I would choose first, which would be Kismet for Men from Maison Alhambra, which is a division of Lattafa, of course. And then I was like, okay, I got to have something else that is just a backup as far as a daily driver, right? So originally I had Collector's Edition as my kind of daily driver. But I wanted something that is just very versatile, that could work in a variety of situations, and something that is going to be great in pretty much any time of year. So for that, as far as another one I could fit in, we went with from Joe Milano. This is the Game of Spades line, and this is Wildcard. This is their take on Bond No. 9's Lafayette Street. And this, for me, works very well in a variety of situations. This is at home for me, t-shirt and a jeans. At home for me as an office fragrance. It's at home for me as a going out, hanging out type of fragrance. It's a very versatile fragrance. It's a fragrance that fits, I think, year round. And so that would be the sixth one that I would choose. So Game of Spades, Wildcard. All right, that's it. If I were, again, to restart and have to start from scratch with my Cologne cover remix fragrances, those are the six that I would start off with, and then of course build from there. But those are the ones that fit the categories of what I'm thinking when, I want to have as far as fragrances. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your six would be. And then of course, as always, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, share, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. Check out the video that's here. Check out the video that's here, and then we'll see you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.